Going. Listen, so their policy is you can't record in here.
You're NYP now? You're NYPD now?
Always been. Listen,
no.
You have to leave because you're not allowed to record in here.
You want to read their policies?
Their policies that you cannot record in here.
The first line.
Their staff is asking us to remove you, and I don't remember you. I don't know.
I remember you.
Oh, that's nice. I hope you like me. Time to go. All right?
Why would I need to leave? I have a right to be here, and I'm conducting business.
No, you're not conducting business. And the thing is that you have to go through...
Read the policy. Right there. I'm handing it to you.
He just told me.
Who is he?
The security guard. The head security guard said that you need to leave, and they have a right to kick you out.
Photography and photocopying policy, right? I'm going to read it to you because if you violate my rights, you can't say that you didn't know.
That's our job.
It's no negotiation. It's no.
So you could just ask anybody to leave a public building just because.
Yes.
They want you.
What if I was complaints from every staff member on every single floor that you're recording them and you're being a nuisance, and you're not allowed to do that inside the library.
How am I being a nuisance?
You have to leave.
How am I being a nuisance?
You are recording them and you are not allowed to do that inside.
So photography is a nuisance?
Sir,
can I speak to your supervisor, please?
The video opens with a surge of energy as the narrator sets the tone. This isn't just another encounter, it's a showdown between public rights and official overreach. A man enters the NYPL, recording quietly when suddenly officers approach with confidence that feels more like intimidation than procedure. They throw out the first claim, "You can't record in here." And just like that, the tension ignites. The cameraman stands firm, reminding them that a public building funded by tax dollars is not off-limits to documentation. One officer tries to establish authority, but he cracks when he says, "I remember you."
They can't record in here, right? You willing to? Nope. All right.
Read this. Handheld cameras are permitted.
Listen.
First line. Handheld cameras are permitted. This is their rules.
You have to.
Why?
Why? Because you are not allowed.
What crime am I committing?
You're not part of any media. You do not have prior permission to record in here. You now have to leave.
I do have permission.
Step out civilly?
I want to speak to your supervisor.
No problem. He's going to tell you the same thing.
No, he's not.
Tell you.
He's going to honor his oath to the Constitution.
Let's make it back.
I don't want to deal with you because I already got you on camera.
Go ahead.
Cursing me out, so I don't want to deal with you. I don't want to deal with you. I'd rather deal with somebody that I never had contact with. Because right now it seems like retaliation. You didn't investigate at all. You didn't do no investigation. You just went off of his word, right?
I want you to respond here.
Why are you asking me to leave a public place I have a right to be?
They want you to leave, so you gotta leave.
Okay, what if they wanted me to smack myself? I gotta smack myself?
No, that's different.
Right. I have a right to be here just like everybody else. I'm not being disorderly. I'm walking around peacefully recording. The public workers. Can I record you? Can I record you? So why can't I record the city workers?
They're not city workers.
They work. New York is funded.
They're security guards.
The public library is funded by tax dollars.
You record me all you want.
Now the encounter sharpens. The officer insists the library's policy prohibits recording, waving a printed sheet like a weapon. But the cameraman fires back with the very first line. Handheld cameras are permitted. That's the moment the officers lose their footing. They try redirecting, calling him a nuisance, implying he's bothering staff, twisting policy into justification for removal. But he's calm, measured, and confident. He demands a supervisor, pointing out the officer's earlier hostility, raising the possibility of retaliation. The power dynamic begins to shift. Suddenly, the officers appear less like defenders of the law and more like enforcers.
Record government workers in the course of their duty. Read case law. You need to read case law because you enforce the law.
My job right now is to exit you out of this building.
Why? What crime did I commit?
They don't want you in here.
Why would they ask me to leave?
You're being disorderly. You're being a nuisance, and now you have other people watching.
How am I being a nuisance? How?
You were
by simply recording?
They asked you to stop recording.
They never asked me to leave. They never asked me to leave.
Because I can ask him and he can say the opposite.
I have on camera. Have you guys ever asked me to leave since I've been here? Have you asked me to leave? Have you asked me to leave since I've been here? Nope. First thing they said when I came in the building was you can record.
Listen, you can hang out here, wait.
I'm going to wait for your supervisor.
My lieutenant's going to be here.
Why not honor your oath? Why not protect my rights?
I'm honoring my oath.
I'm in a public building.
These nice men called me here, and they called us to escort you out of this building, and that's as far as I'm concerned with
Why would you escort me out the building?
We don't continue any more conversation.
You escort me out if I'm being disorderly, if I'm somewhere I'm not supposed to be, if I'm impeding business.
They said you were not allowed to record.
Can I finish my sentence?
Can I finish my sentence? I work with people in New York, and that's what they've asked me.
Right, you work for me. You work for me.
I also work for them.
You work for me.
So you understand that, right?
And they're not exercising their rights. I am.
Yeah. No,
peacefully.
They are peacefully asking us to escort you out.
For what crime?
You're not allowed to record in here.
He just said I was. And it says right here on their policies.
Because he
Read their
He
policies.
actually just said you weren't allowed to record in
He
here.
doesn't know what he's talking about.
Listen, he's the head security guard as far as I'm
Read the
concerned.
policy.
And we were asked to escort you
Read
out.
their policy.
The standoff deepens. The cameraman asks a critical question that slices through the officer's narrative. What crime did I commit? Their answer: none. Instead, they lean harder on feeling staff aren't comfortable. He's a nuisance. He's disturbing people. Yet not a single staff member on camera ever asked him to leave. The man highlights the hypocrisy. If this were about religion, clothing, or personal opinion, would officers enforce staff discomfort the same way? The rhetorical questions hit like punches. And when he asks whether policy can override the Constitution, the officers stumble. One even dismisses the Constitution entirely, claiming it has nothing to do with his job.
I don't need to read their policy.
So I'm not violating their policy, so why would you ask me to leave?
I abide by what the security
And I'm not
guards
breaking
say.
the law.
Listen, this is a civil matter, and
I don't want to talk to you no more because this is retaliation. You're trying to retaliate against me
Retaliate for what?
because I recorded you before. So
I don't remember you ever recording.
I remember you. I remember you. You work at Midtown South, right?
It's on my press bar.
Yeah, I didn't even look at that. I already know.
It's right here.
If I was somewhere I'm not supposed to be, if I was cursing people out, if I was being disorderly,
Listen, I'm just here to
every time I
scream out
talk, you
the
cut me off.
Listen, like you said, you
Me
don't wanna
simply
speak, then don't
recording,
speak.
me recording is not a disorder. Is not a disturbance.
You're being a disturbance to these people.
How?
They asked you to leave. I don't know.
Because
Listen,
they
I
don't
wasn't
like
here
what I'm
all
doing.
day.
What if they didn't like my
don't
shirt?
really-
What if they didn't like my religion? You're gonna
Why
escort
is
me
your
out of a
religion
public
getting
building?
involved? This is just
Because
about
this
you
is a
recording
right.
inside the library.
It's called freedom of religion. So if I was praying
And the
here,
staff has asked you to leave.
Ma'am,
I don't know what more you want me to say.
if I was praying in this library and they didn't like that I was my religion, they wanted me out because I was praying. You want to enforce their feelings, or do I have freedom of religion?
Are you praying right now?
I wanted to.
So
I came to this library for
Go
multiple
ahead and
reasons.
pray.
You want to ask me to leave while I'm praying because they don't like my religion?
What is going on right here? We didn't find you praying.
I'm going to pray before I leave. I came here to conduct business.
The only way
I
I'm
came
leaving-
here to utilize the library for its purposes.
The only way I'm leaving here right now is if my lieutenant tells me you can stay.
Why wouldn't I be able to stay? I'm not being disorderly. All I'm doing is walking around quietly recording the New York City public workers, which I have a right to do. I can record the government while you're at work.
You'll see what my lieutenant says, okay? How about that? Deal? And then
Sure,
if
that's
you
why I
think you're
asked for
good-
him.
And if you're good to stay, then I'll leave.
The
No problem.
Constitution and the law says I'm okay.
Constitution has
What
nothing
you
to do
swore an
with
oath
this
to do.
library. No.
What does the Constitution have to do with?
Business.
Does the Constitution have to do with your job?
Oh. This is.
Does the
this is
Constitution have to do with your
This
job?
has nothing to do with the Constitution. This
It
is
does for
just
me.
us asking
It does
you to
for
leave
me.
because they said you're being disorderly and they're not comfortable with you recording
you
inside
wanna-
here, and they said that you're not allowed to record inside here. We don't
Read
have
their
to.
policies. Read it. Read the first line. Read the first bulletin.
They just gave this to me. That last bullet point says
Let me
no
see.
photographs of the staff, other researchers, or certain reading rooms may be taken.
That's what.
Okay,
they're
they work for the
about.
government. There's case law that I can
doesn't
record
matter.
them.
It
That's
doesn't
part of their
matter.
policy,
That's what we're
and they
here
don't
to
wanna be
explain to you.
recorded.
They said that the staff members don't want you recording.
Okay, I'm still not committing a crime. I have a right to be in a public
And they
building.
have the right to escort you out,
Why would they do that if I'm conducting business?
but you're not anymore. They're asking you to
I
stop.
am though, because I still have to
If you
file
wanna stay in
complaints.
this- if you want to stay in
I
this
still have to
library,
file
that's fine. You
complaints.
have to stop though.
I still have to
not-
file complaints, and I still have to do a FOIA request.
You want,
And I still want to pray before I leave.
how do you file a complaint?
On the first floor.
First,
Circulation desk, they'll handle a piece of paper and
do you want to go to the first floor?
I was going there before you guys came.
Well, listen, I have no problem you filing a complaint.
If I was committing a crime, then you have a right to escort me out.
They're just
This is where the confrontation peaks. The supervisor arrives and the officers immediately try to frame the story. He's violating policy. He's breaking the rules. He's claiming we're violating his rights. The supervisor listens, nods, and then repeats the same flawed logic: policy over law, policy over rights. The cameraman dismantles it again, reminding them he's in a tax-funded, publicly accessible building conducting lawful business. He's not loud, not disruptive, not trespassing. Yet officers insist he must leave or face prosecution from the library. The suspense is gripping here. Is the supervisor going to uphold the Constitution or rubber stamp the officer's narrative? And
This is a public building.
Yes.
You cannot put policy over law. You cannot put policy over law. What if the policy said no black people? You want to enforce that?
That's
You
not
can't
their
put policy over law.
That's not going to happen.
The
and that's
government
not their
can't
policy.
make the government
Listen,
can't
you
make
wanna
policies that violate the law or the
Constitution.
Constitution.
Right now? 'Cause we'll walk
Yeah,
down
I'm
with you.
going
Come on.
there. You put policy over law? Since when? Fuck out of here. I recorded libraries in every 5 boroughs, all 5 boroughs. And it's not a problem because it's not against the law. You swore to protect my rights. You're supposed to come here and enforce the law, not their policy.
This floor? One more floor?
Am I being detained?
You're not in cuffs. No, you're not.
So I'm free. So I'm free.
No, you
Am I
have
being
to leave.
detained?
You have to leave.
Am I
Being
detained for a
means-
crime?
Being detained means you're being stopped and you're under investigation.
Am I being detained for a crime?
I just explained to you, not being detained. You do
All right, then, so that means I'm free,
listening
right?
to anything she's
You're not
I feel like
listening
she's
to
explaining things
Am I
clear to you,
detained
and you're,
for a
like,
crime?
doing the runaround.
Come on.
Am I detained for a crime?
We're gonna go downstairs and you can make a complaint.
You can go wherever you want. I'm free. I'm not detained.
We are going downstairs and you can either leave or you can go make a complaint. They don't want you in here. They have a right to not have you in here. If you want to take that up civilly, go right ahead and you can make a complaint and start that process. However, their policy says right here, no.
I don't care about their policy, bro. I don't care about their policy, bro.
May be taken.
I'm not breaking the law.
That's exactly what you're doing in here.
I'm not
and
breaking the
they have a
law.
right to escort you out because you
No, they
are
don't.
exactly violating-
No, they don't.
You're violating the
No, they
staff
don't.
members'
I have a constitutional right to record in public. It's called the First Amendment. It's called the First Amendment. You know what the Constitution is? The highest law of the land. You can't put a fucking library's policy over the Constitution. Are you crazy? You swore over to the Constitution. You didn't swear over to the library's policy. And if they deny me public services, I'm gonna sue them. If you violate my rights, I'm gonna sue you. You ain't swear over to the library's policy. You forgot what your oath is to? The Constitution. Smug ass. Took an oath for what? Where's your lieutenant at so I can speak to him?
He's on his way. He's on another job.
He probably has more pressing matters than somebody exercising their rights in a public building. Listen, what? Are you gonna honor your oath?
It is what it is. I'm
So what
honoring my
is it?
oath. They
No,
asked
it's
me to
not.
escort you out.
Let me
Right
ask you a
here,
question.
You violated their policy.
Let me
Yes
ask you
or
a
no?
question. Can you put that
Yes
policy
or
over the
no?
law?
Did you not violate their policy that's right here? circled
What's
in
higher,
front for
that
you?
policy or their law?
This is their right. This is their building. This is their
This is our
establishment.
building. It's the people's
This is
building.
Their establishment,
It's a people's
and they have
building.
a right to escort
It's
you
a
out.
public
now,
building.
I'm here to do this civilly.
I pay
and I don't wanna
taxes to
force
be in
you
this
out of here,
building.
okay? My lieutenant's pulling up. Is that him right there? No,
Well, he
that's
could
not
come
him.
find me.
That's not him. That's traffic. If the lights on.
You put policy over law?
I'm putting them right now.
Of course you do.
This is my job.
Of course you do.
This is
Of
what
course
I'm here for.
your job is to
Do you
enforce the
wanna
law.
Do you want to make a
We're
complaint?
doing our
Your
job.
job is to enforce the
doing
law.
our
Is there a
complaint.
law being broken right
Do you
now?
want to come?
What law am I
Do
breaking?
you want to make a complaint?
Yeah,
walk away
don't.
from my
Yeah, avoid that
lieutenant?
question.
Come on.
Avoid that question. What law am I
I've
breaking?
already answered you multiple times.
What
You're
law am
being
I breaking?
disorderly. You're not
How?
under arrest.
How
You
am
are not
how am I
under
being
arrest.
disorderly, ma'am?
Because you're
I'm
violating
recording?
their.
The final act delivers the climax. Officers insist again that photography is forbidden, despite the policy sheet literally contradicting their own claim. They demand he leave or face consequences, refusing to help him file complaints, refusing to acknowledge the First Amendment, refusing to admit he has a right to record public officials. The cameraman exposes the heart of the issue. You enforce policy, not law. You swore an oath to the Constitution, not the library's feelings. The supervisor tries to stay calm, but the contradictions pile up. The officers admit he's not being detained, not under investigation, not breaking the law, yet insist he must leave immediately. And that's the moment the viewer realizes this isn't about safety, crime, or order. It's about control. As the cameraman exits, denied services and threatened with prosecution for exercising